Wait, we're not allowed to swear? I didn't agree to
Hello.
that. Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a good day. How many people in chat have been watching through the whole time? All 22 hours so far? I'm curious. I bet there's at least one in chat who has been watching the whole time, but maybe there's more. I remember when I did a 24-hour stream, there were certainly a couple people, including Selena, if I recall correctly, who hung out the whole time. I also learned that Selena's brain holds up a lot better over the course of 24 hours than than mine did. Hello, everyone. Hello, missing a few cards, and Acid Helm, and Sarah, and everyone else there. All right, we got a couple people who've been here for 20 hours. Jay's been here for 15 hours. We've got some people who are up there. I haven't seen anyone. I don't think I've seen anyone say they've been here literally the whole time, but a lot of people are 20 plus, which is still very impressive. Also, I am informed reliably that we need to raise $380 or something untoward will happen to something cute. So please give your money generously to the SudokuCon cause, because a lot of people have been working very, very hard to make this all a reality. So it is fantastic to help. To be clear, I have not done any work at all other than this small amount. So no, nothing will happen to Zach. Zach will be fine. I did read about a streamer who had like a famous duck that then he took the duck away until he got to 400,000 subscribers. I do not think it would be popular if I took Zach away until I got to 400,000 subscribers. But anyway, for those of you who've not yet met our lovely Zach, Zach is our digit dancing penguin who dances for the first digit in each puzzle, although this is a pencil puzzle, so he's probably not going to get to dance because there's not going to be a digit in it. I have read the rules enough to see that, but anyway, but welcome. This is Zach. Say hi to Zach, everyone, if you have not yet before met Zach. All right.
All right.
Trying to. So you're going to explain the rules of Shivers?
Sure. It is Zach with a K, Eve. In this puzzle, we draw shivers in the grid such that all unshaded, so every non-black cell in this is going to have a line in it. Let's see. Shivers are non-intersecting lines of at least length 3, which turn at 90-degree angles on any cells other than their endpoints.
It would be hard for it to turn on a 90-degree angle on its endpoint, I decided after reading that sentence a couple times.
Yeah. A dashed circle indicates an endpoint, so this is an endpoint, this is an endpoint, this is an endpoint. A number in a cell, like this 5, indicates the length of the shiver occupying the cell, so this is part of a 5 cell. This up here is part of a shiver that's at more than 3, so it's at least 4 length. And these X's mean that these two shivers have the same length, or possibly are the same shiver. Who knows?
And I promised Casey we would make the 5s green for him, so just to totally alienate all of you who aren't regulars to our stream, which you should be, by the way. That is a recurring thing that 5s always end up being green. So we have 2 5s that we can make green to appease Casey and others. All right, so oh, I am shameless microstudy. There is no depth to which I will not sink to promote my own thing. I mean, I literally dyed my hair purple for it, so I feel like we can't get much lower than that. What, Tristan?
Oh, I always forget to switch my keyboard into Sudoku mode when I start streams now.
So the break-in is in row 11, column 2, because that's the end of something and it can't go up, because if it went up, it would be a shiver of length 2, and we're not allowed to have a shiver of length 2. Purple is a cool color. I 100% endorse this message. Now, that is all I saw in the minutes that I was looking at this. So now we are all alone. Yeah, why are they called shivers? I do not know.
I think they're called shivers because they wiggle.
Maybe.
So this has to end because it needs to turn 90 degrees from here.
It doesn't need to turn 90 degrees, does it?
Well, either this is the end or this.
Oh, this is that horrible mathematical reason why you should never use the word any in a logical statement, because it says which turn 90 degrees on any cells. And so it's unclear in that use of any whether the any means for every or the any means there exists. I read it as it can turn on those, but doesn't have to.
I read it
but
as
I see your reading as that it must turn. Does anyone who's solved a Shivers puzzle before know? Which it means?
It certainly seems like it must turn.
It has to turn on every cell except N, says Rockrat.
Yeah.
So that is a positive, and there's certainly not all N's are given, I think.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, so it must turn. So either it turns and goes into there, or it ends. Those are the two options.
Right.
So let's see here. We also have just a dead end in row 3 that we certainly know what happens there, and we know we can fill in a couple things. Row 3, column 7. So now that I understand the rules that I thought I understood, but did not in fact actually understand, then it has to do that, and then it has to turn because it's not length 3 yet.
Yep. This anytime there's like a tunnel, it must be an endpoint. So this is an endpoint, and this is an endpoint.
That's a great spot. Yes, our cloisters are always endpoints. Do we have any other cloisters? Row 3, column 4 is a cloister. So the point is, if this is not
for endpoints.
Yeah. Tristan's point is, if it's not an endpoint, then it can't turn because of the way that it is shaped. As Segnix in chat, whose screen name I just horribly butchered, says, row 9, column 8 is also a cloister. That's not row 9, column 8, but that I agree is also a cloister.
Oh.
Okay. So that gives us a lot more stuff. So it's my instinct is, if row 2, column 2 isn't an endpoint. Oh yeah, that's very clever. Yep. That's very clever. I was about to say something that was going to get us, I think, to the point that this is going to get us a lot more easily. So now that just has to finish. The one you just did just has to finish, because otherwise we'd have something of length 2, which is what I was going to say, but in a really complicated way that you found a way more elegant way to handle.
And this has to turn now.
Correct. And now those two can't join.
They can't
so you
join.
can put an X between them, because if they join, look at what happens to row 1, column 6.
Yep. You come to row 1, column 7, and then you can't turn.
Correct. So this either ends or keeps going. Those are sort of the two options.
Oh, this must end. This ends now.
Oh, right, because it cast a turn. Right, so it is done. Okay, right.
And now, how is this getting? It's got to do that.
I agree it's an end, and yep. So that's got to do... Wait, does that... I don't think that's true. Because... Oh, no, right. So there's also an end in row 1, column 8. That's the thing we have not marked. Row 1, column 7, and row 1, column 8. And now that makes your point clear. So that has to do that, and now this other one has to do the wiggle thing. Okay, I understand why they're called shivers now a lot more. So row 1, column 8. Oh, and thank you, Piotr V has donated. Thank you, Piotr V. I do not have a fantastic way of seeing the donations, but I will shout them out when I see them in chat. Row 1, column 8. Goes there and then turns.
Yes.
And so now row 3, column 9 can't go up, so it has to go down.
Correct. So
let's see. What else is happening? Do I have to count cells in the top right corner? I feel like if this is a math pesto puzzle, I would be counting cells in the top right corner, but I'm not 100% confident that it's going to do anything. But
like, this can't be an end, can it? If this were an end...
Yeah, I could see how it could work. It could be the end of a length 4 or a length 3 one. Yeah, that did something like that. Yep.
No, because now what?
Now they're just both done.
Oh,
that doesn't break any rules, does it?
I see.
Row
Row 6, column 7. These are cloisters. Thank you, Malrog.
Fancy. Find all the corridors has not not gone well for our scanning. What would Simon say? We have not showered ourselves in glory with this. Let's see. Okay, so now row 3, column 5. It has to go somewhere, and it can't go left, because if it went... Oh, sorry. Even if it does go left, it also goes down, is the correct thing. That is the the way to say it. Because if it goes left, it ends, and so it's not done yet, so it has to go down. It doesn't mean it has to go left, just that we have that.
Yeah, I agree this segment is in.
I'm told we got another donation. Thank you for the other donation. I'm not sure if the screen I'm looking at is accurate with its statement of
the Bandit. Thank you for
was.
The $25.
Oh yes, thank you, Bandit. Okay.
I have the donations up, but they're over there, so I don't always immediately see them.
So row 3, column 3 always goes down, because if row 3, column 3 doesn't go down, then it's length 2. This is a fantastic introduction to this genre, by the way. Oh, and in fact, because it's length greater than 3, it always goes one more cell.
Yes.
So we've got that. So it always goes at least that far. Oh, yes, you can green the length 5 ones, Casey points out. So you can make those green, because we have 2 length 5 shivers. It might actually be helpful to, in general, put in some color each of the shiver lines that is done. But of course, only for ones that are length 5 do they get to be green. We have a raid from Carolyn Design. Welcome. And a new donation from Wisteria. Thank you, Wisteria. And this is a really cool puzzle so far. I feel like it's really hard to do a good version of a pencil puzzle for a genre that no one has done before, or not that no one has done before. A good intro pencil puzzle for someone who has not done that pencil puzzle genre before, and as someone who's never done this pencil puzzle genre before, this is really cool. Okay. I think row 5, column 7 Nope, nope, nope. Never mind. I was going to say something, something that I think was incorrect. Let's see. What else can we do? It's making your eyes cross, Wilma. It is always a mind-bending experience when you do a genre for the first time. What about row 4, column 1, Martin? I assume that's, yeah. I think we have 2 Martins in our stream, so I'm guessing this is one of the Martins, but it could be a third Martin. But I'm not sure I see what to do with that cell. Okay. So no.
And goes down.
Oh, I think the row 6. So row 6. No, never mind. I think I have a complicated point, but I don't think the complicated point is worth making. Let's see.
So,
right.
So here, row 4, column 1. Yeah, I see Dancer's point. If row 4, column 1 goes right, this cell breaks. So
yes.
So it's actually an endpoint.
Thank you to Martin and Danzar for that. And so now it turns, and that tells us. Oh, I guess that doesn't tell us that this other one up here ends, because it could join to that one still.
Yeah, they could join.
But now row 6, column 1 is an end.
Yep.
And so it comes out.
Let's see. We can mark as ends all of these cells.
And now you can draw an X into row 6, column 3, because now row 6, column 3 only has 2 directions it can go. Because it can't go left, because it would create a straight line by the logic we have been doing.
Yes.
And so now it always goes down because it can't only go right.
Because it's part of a 6.
Correct.
Yep. Thank you to Amy Steele for the $25 donation.
Greatly appreciated. Okay, so that was a nice flurry of things that made me feel like we were on to something. So one thing I was noticing about row 7, column 7 is that it's always going to sort of knock out 2 of these circles immediately. So it's going to be part of a length 3 line no matter what.
Yeah, it's going to connect.
And then the other 2 are going to be interesting. I'm trying to decide if one of them is like, if one of these doesn't go through the circle, is it a problem? Or sorry, if one of these goes out. So 2 of these go in and 2 of them go out is the point. But I was trying to decide if any of them immediately break if they go out. And I don't see any that immediately break if they go out, but perhaps chat does.
If this Knala points out that if this is a connection, it breaks the 6 line, because then the 6 line has to be 5.
Beautiful, beautiful. And of course, that also can't go down in row 7, column 3.
Right.
So now it always goes right, because it's not length 6 yet, even if it takes the other piece that it could take. So our 6 clues are not the same.
And it still turns. This isn't an end, and it can't go up, and it can't go right, so it goes down.
Very good.
Because if it ends here, then it's length 5. If it goes up, it's still length 5. So it goes down.
Wait, did I just trick you? I might have completely tricked you.
No, it's just that this line wasn't justified. But the rest of this is fine.
I see. Okay. I wish that greater than 3 in row 3 was a greater than 4, because then I would know what to do with it. Okay, well, here's the thing. We know that that 6 clue does not join the 5 clue. So row 8, column 4 does not turn into the 5 clue, because 5 and 6 are different numbers. And so now that cell with the 5 on it is an end, because we've created a cloister.
Yes.
Which it turns out is a fancy word for hallway. If this goes up, it can make a length 5 thing, unfortunately. Which is unfortunate.
Oh, it can't go up.
Oh, right. It can't go up. Right. It has to turn. Right. Correct. So it goes down. Thank you, chat, for reminding me of the rules of the puzzle yet again. I am not good at rules of this puzzle, apparently. So now row 7, column 5 always goes up. Because it can't only go right, or it would only be length 2. But that still doesn't tell me a whole lot. I don't think yet. But we are getting somewhere on the thing. I think row 8, column 1 always goes down. No, maybe not. Sorry, because I was thinking it would have to turn into the circle, but it doesn't have to turn into the circle. Annoyingly.
LM Demasi points out that if this goes right, it's going to be max 4 length. So it actually goes left.
Beautiful, beautiful. And it can't join the 6 still. Right. So it can't go up. Yeah, and it can't end.
And it can't end, so it goes down.
Correct.
And it still continues.
Yep. It's got one more cell to grab.
So it takes one of these.
And now row 11, column 4 is an end.
Sorry, what?
Row 11, column 4 is now an end. So we know some stuff it does, which is going to force what the 5 line does.
Right, because this now can't go up. So it does that and that.
That. And in fact, we know how it finishes because it's length greater than 3.
Yeah, and if it goes left, that breaks the 5, right?
Right, that will not be length 5. Yeah. It will be length 7.
That is done. So
and the 5 is now done.
Yes, the 5 is done. It'll be these.
The 10 Clumps Shivers puzzle is coming soon to a theater near you. Microstudy. Let's see. So now we've got some new dead ends in row 9, column 6, and row 11, column 6 that we can do some stuff with.
Agree. Now this one must go up,
creating another dead end that we can. So
this one has
extend.
to come out.
Indeed.
And this end can't go left, so it comes out.
Right. And the one in row 11, column 9 goes up.
The one in row... Yes.
Okay. I have not yet, Jim Sudoku, although I might.
Ilm says this is an end. Does it break? If it breaks, that's quite a chain, I feel like. Oh, no, it can't turn, so it is an end.
Right. My brain is not great at seeing the it can't turn thing. And so now row 9, column 7 goes up.
And so that's
done.
Done. So, whoops. So this is definitely
we get a
line.
digit dance for 9s. Yeah, that's definitely a line. I agree.
So this now is an end. Because it's
correct.
now...
Yep. It's now a cloister. I feel like we can probably do some sort of parity math over in the lower left corner, but I'm kind of also inclined to put it off. But it might be useful at some point. If someone in chat wants to do the parity math and tell me what I need to do to get the 6, I'll be happy to do it.
It's been pointed out that this can't go down, otherwise this is a straight line, so it goes up.
That's true. And now we know which way it goes, and so X is 5 now. Oh, unless X is 3. So X is 3 or X is 5. One of those is true.
Yeah.
Because, it could just be length 3. Yeah, Acid Helm is correct. It could be 3. Okay, so now row 11, column 11 can't go up, is the point. If row 11, column 11 goes up, then it has to be length 4, and we know X for sure isn't 4.
Oh, that's cute. So it comes this way and this way.
Correct.
Knala is correct that if this goes right, then it is length 5.
Yep. Beautiful.
So it goes left.
Yep.
And this is an end. So that is now done.
Beautifully spotted, Kanala. Also, we now know that row 10, column 9 doesn't join because X is not 6. So we actually get another end and another completed piece down there.
Row 10, column 9 doesn't join.
Right, so that's an end. And so that is that. I think you can actually finish the greater than 5 in row 5, column 7.
Oh, right, because it has to...
Sorry, that one's my fault, because I was trying to finish the thing we did down in row 11, column 11. You'd have gotten it if I had not pointed it out. Okay, and so now that's great, because it tells us what happens to our greater than 3. Okay, I think this is going to actually make it so we don't have to do the thing I was trying to avoid doing with the 6. Because we can now finish
that connects
one.
And finishes.
Correct. Or maybe we still do. Maybe it did not help at all with the thing happening with the 6.
Oh,
okay.
We just got a subscription. Thank you, Lombardo.
Thank you very much, Lombardo. Great to have you.
Over on YouTube.
Chat can see our dancing dinosaur probably now.
Yep.
Yeah, it is possible that we can finish on the right and clear up what is happening with the world. But I'm not quite sure. Is there something we can do at the top right corner? If row 3, column 11 goes up, I think it breaks. Yeah, it does. Look at what happens if row 3, column 11 goes up.
Okay. I just saw a good point in chat about this, but I will look at your thing first. So
it goes up. Oh no, it could, because it could be length 5. Okay, never mind. Sorry, my point is wrong. It would have to be length 5, but it could be length 5.
Let's look at chat's thing, because if this goes up, then how do you make this 6 work?
Well, the line just can't go up because lines aren't allowed to do that thing you just drew on the grid.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so we know this doesn't go up. If this goes up, then how do we make the 6 work?
Okay, yeah. So that is true. So yeah, if we do that now and we try and make the 6 work, we can't. It'll only end up being 5.
Or big. Oh no, 5. It's
yes.
Yeah. So this doesn't go up. So this is done.
Mm-hmm. And so now, assuredly, that 6 takes all 6 of those cells. So the other 6 can't take any of those cells, and so the other 6 is finished.
Oh, like this?
Yep. Even I can handle counting that group of cells to make that deduction. Hey, Jubilee, welcome.
Yes.
So row 6, column 3 finishes.
So we get that.
And so now that length 3 one is going to get us this plus resolved.
Right. So now we get this.
Yep.
That's done.
And so now that's
done.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Is this the original Shivers puzzle? I do not actually know if this is a standard genre of which Wisteria has made an example, or if this is or if this is the first one.
This has to go up by uniqueness. Otherwise, you don't know how this resolves. That's
Wisteria did invent it, but this is the second puzzle in the invented genre. Okay, less than 5. So row 6, column 9. Not quite. I thought it was going to be forced to go crash into the 5, but it can actually make a square. Annoyingly, if you go down, because that certainly can't join the 5.
Yeah, but we could.
Yeah, Niv used uniqueness on one of my puzzles one time, so I think it's fair game to use uniqueness on Niv puzzles. So I'm trying to find like some weird commonality between the universe where X is 3 and the universe where X is 5. So for example, in both universes, there's a vertical line between row 9, column 11 and row 10, column 11. Because if X is 3, then that line is now that cell is now isolated, and so it has to go up. And in the universe where X is 5, that's just what the thing does.
Do you mean row 8 and row 9?
No, I mean row 10 and row 9, column 11.
Oh, here.
So there's always a line there, correct? In both universes. Oh, thank you for the donation, Glum Hippo. I believe there's been a Glum Hippo donation.
Yes, $10.77.
$270 to go to hit the stretch goal. So let's get it done. I'm trying to...
Row 7, column 9 has to go right.
I think I have a horrible chain.
There are 3 cases here, and in all cases, see, either this connects up, in which case it goes right, or it connects down, in which case it goes right.
It can't connect down. That's not allowed. That would create a vertical line.
Oh, it can't connect down. So either it connects up or it's a dead end, but this is a line.
Right, because of that. Okay, so now that line actually helps a lot, because now x can't be 5. Because if x is 5, you might want to just draw this in the bifurcation palette. If x is 5, then look at what happens at the lower right. We have that x close. Oh, no, never mind. It's just okay. No, it's not okay. Because now look at what happens to row 8, column 11.
Wow. Wait.
That you have a straight line. It's already broken.
Oh. Wow, that's a bit of a chain.
I saw it in my head, but when I saw it in my head, it worked differently, I'll admit. But it still was broken in my head.
It's Vizzy has the much better point that once you actually have a line, you can do this.
And so, row 7, column 11 is I mean, we could have been doing that the whole time, the thing with X's.
Yes.
But does that get us there? So row 7, column 11...
Oh, Vizzy is Wisty.
Is an endpoint now. And if it goes down, it becomes 5, but its length can't possibly be 5.
Yeah.
Because of the other forced segment that we had, so it has to go up.
Agree.
And
so this is an end.
That is length 5.
And it has to turn.
Yep. And so now x just is 3.
So we get these endpoints. X is 3. I agree. So let's see. This is a 5, so it gets greened. It's a 3.
The way I saw it in my head was wrong. In my head, it broke 1 second or 1 step sooner than that. But then once Tristan actually drew it in, it turned out that there was a possibility I had not accounted for.
So that turns, and this can't go down now.
Right, because then the 5 would be isolated.
Well, then this less than 5.
This is just broken, isn't it? Oh, no, sorry, that's a less than 5. Sorry, it's a less than 5, not a 5. Okay, good.
So this is actually a 3.
Right. Okay. And now the x is a 3 for whatever that is worth.
So
It does seem like it would be easy to make a Philomeno Whispers hybrid.
Philomeno Shivers hybrid, you mean?
Sorry, Philomeno Shivers hybrid. Yes, that.
So, okay. If this comes up,
it works really nicely. Okay, so if row 3, column 11 comes down, how is X ever being X, which needs to be 3? I think it doesn't work.
Row 3, column 11 comes down.
So then it would have to do... I think it just takes up too many cells. And now there just aren't 3 cells for that 3-cell line to have 3 cells.
Yes, you are correct. So this goes up and...
turns.
And
so now it must do the P pentomino thing. And so we get another green omino for Casey.
And this is done.
Yep. And now if row 5, column 11 goes left, it breaks pretty rapidly in both instances. Because it either goes up or goes down and both break immediately.
Yep. So
because I'm using here that X is 3. There we go.
So that's done.
Yep.
I get to color it.
Et puis voila.
Yes.
Lovely puzzle, Wisteria. I really enjoyed that one.
And we are up to $4,925 after a $175 donation by Tallcat. Thank you, Tallcat.
Ooh, thank you, Tallcat.
$75 to go to the stretch goal.
Thank you so much, Tallcat. We're getting there. 75 to go.
Oops.
And thank you again so much to Wisteria. This is a great puzzle. This gets my setting juices flowing. I want to go back and try and make some horrifying hybrid of this with something. Okay, so next puzzle, apparently we're going to have the magic cell highlighting thing working.
Yes.
But you have to click the link there.
Let's see. Okay, this is not the same link. Let me...
The streaming machine is making a funny noise.
Wait, no, that's... Oh, is there one on Discord? Is that... Ah, yes.
Okay, let's get row and column labels off before anyone has a panic attack. Looking at this grid.
Row, column labels.
Excellent. By the way, hello everyone. Welcome. If you have come in since we started, welcome.
Yes. We will be continuing stream after the SudokuCon stream over at youtube.com/ZetaMath So
yes,
we
do this 3 days a week. So if you enjoy this and want to hang out with us, by all means, please do. And I am told now that people see the highlight.
Oh.
Yes.
Yep.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay, so we have, it's just a pure look and say little killer. So each clue tells you how many times that digit appears on that diagonal. So for example, this 23 clue, if Tristan wants to highlight it, is telling you that there's 2 3s, and the other clue is telling you there's 2 8s in these cells. So these cells are all 3 or 8, if we want to immediately do our example. But that's the whole rule set. There are no further examples, or sorry, no further examples. There are no further rules than that. Let's see. So okay. There are 4 9s and 4 3s on this diagonal. if you highlight that 49 clue. And we know that one is not. How many cells are there total on this diagonal?
8.
That are
So these are all...
So that has to be a 3.
Yep.
And so we get our 3 dance from the Digit Dancing Penguin. Ba-boop-ba-doop. Woo! Ba-doop-ba-doop. Woo! Ba-doop-ba-doop. Waha! Ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop. Waha! Thank you, Zachary. Thank you very much. Getting to dance for an even larger audience than usual. He is preening and delighted by it. Okay, so then we can fill in a 9 in row 8, column 1.
I mean, there are a lot more than 2 penguins, Clover. I mean, look behind Zeta.
We also have an anteater, and we have a 9 in row 8, column 1.
Row 8, column 1.
Because you said everything on this line is a 3 or a 9.
Yep.
So we can fill in our 3 9s. Or a bunch of zeros. A bunch of zeros works just as well. A bunch of penguins and an anteater. Okay.
Why do you never watch our streams? I think we're going to get a similar thing going on here.
Yep. 4 8s and 4 1s, and there are 8 cells. So, yep. So we get all of those are 1 or 8. You don't seem to have conflict checker on. The 1 8 up
it
in
is
row
on
2, you don't have check pencil marks on. The 1 8 in row 3, sorry, pointing up there, you know how it resolves now. In fact, you know how that and the 1 3 work. So row 2, column 9, for example. Look at the clues pointing at that. So that is an 8, and the other one above it is a 3 to make those work. Okay. So 3 1 3 9s.
Oh, did we Thank you, Deet Deet Doot. I wonder who that is.
This puzzle reminds me a lot of one some of my students set. Yes. Okay, so just de-highlight the cells of those that can't be won by Sudoku alone. So that one can't be, that one can't, why not that one? Oh yeah, that one can't be.
So one in the column.
Row 3, column 4 has one in the row. And so not both. Oh, maybe those both could be. I'm trying to articulate why the 2 middle ones there can't both be 1s. But maybe not quite. But highlight those cells in a color just so that we don't have to do this again. 3 of those are 1s. Three. There's also 3 9s on this diagonal. Is there anything interesting about the fact that there's 3 9s on this diagonal?
Let's see.
That one could be.
We also have 4 cells that
there's
can be
also
9s.
4 spots. So yeah, you can highlight those too. Why not? $25 to go. Excellent.
Thank you for the $30 donation from Mixo.
Thank you, Mixo. Yes, be a part of history and be the one who donates to bring us up to $10,000.
Wisteria got us there. $69. Nice, Wisteria. Bringing us to $5,044.
Thank you. Nice.
I agree,
this is a lot better than.
This is superior to traditional Little Killer. Oh, we should get a goal dance.
A goal dance. Woohoo! Thank you, Zach. Thank you, everyone. It's great to do nothing and then just come in and get to be here to celebrate people making the goal. So thank you, everyone, for all your support.
And we will be doing dances every time we hit another $100 after 5,000. And we're almost there because we just got a $50 donation from Jeff. So one more donation, we'll get another dance.
Let's see. So yeah, there's some interaction there. We might want to start like ketchuping some of the 3-9s or something, because for example, we know that the 3-9 in row 6 column 3 is different than the 3-9 in row 6 column 3. So we know that if we go to pencil mark row 3 column 3, for instance, that cell can't be 3 or 9, and it can't be 1 or 8 either. So it's sort of running out of options as to what it can actually be.
My mind is blown because you just said row 6 column 3 is different from row 6 column 3, and
row 3 column 6, row 6 column 3, and row 3 column 6 are different. It's the same cells, just with their coordinates reversed.
Yeah, but that's not what you said. So my brain exploded.
It's just like I tell my students, you're not responsible for what I say. You're responsible for what I meant. Let's see.
Okay, so, yeah, because these are different. These also have to be different.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out, I think the correct deduction is going to be something like that, but I don't yet know exactly which version of it we're meant to be looking at. But the fact that we have that 3-8 pair that's different also is very interesting.
And this 1-8 pair is also different.
Yes, that 1-8 pair is also different. That's true. I'm looking for a cell that these things see that is interesting. I don't, strictly speaking, want to just do that. Jubilee asks... I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Asks what level I teach. I teach college math of various sorts, from calculus on up to number theory, abstract algebra stuff. I'm teaching abstract algebra this semester, which is a lot of fun for those of you who've adventured into that world before. Let's see. Oh, is Tristan streaming Orb 2 after this? I'll watch that. Two Bros Orb 2 is a palindrome. That's perfect. 2 4s. I'm teaching combinatorics next semester. So I do love combinatorics as well. I sort of consider combinatorics and algebra both to sort of live in the discrete math genre, where they have a lot to do with each other. I remember my first or one of my first abstract algebra professors saying at the beginning that finite group theory is nothing but combinatorics, which is, I think, basically true. What on earth are we meant to be doing here?
Row 2, column 3, and row 5, columns. I think you mean wait. 5 cannot both be 1.
It would rule 1 out of box 4.
Wow.
Somewhat amazingly.
So that puts ones in these cells.
It does. That is a hell of a thing there.
So that's
That is not
one.
Right. Okay. And you have a 3/8 that you can resolve in row 6, column 1. But someone should make that cell flash instead of letting him just do it. And that by ketchup, that 9 places a 3 in box 2. Okay. That was very slick.
Now,
that was a hilarious spot. I have to do that.
That was
ketchup
amazing.
is my reference to the red O and X, which we can get rid of now. But I always use the red O and X, and I almost always start with red and yellow and call them ketchup and mustard. Because I'm weird. No, I really don't. Let's see. One is placed in box 4. Thank you, Garioni. Much appreciated. And now it's in one of 2 places in box 1, so we might as well corner mark it. And in one of 2 places in box 2, so we should corner mark it. Yes, we have stream names for almost all of the various elements of Sudoku Pad that have not necessarily seen wide adoption, we'll say. You know, it literally did not occur to me that Garioni and Garion sound very similar. And that possibly there might be a relation there.
Where does 8 go in box 9? Points out Tallcat. That's huge.
Ha 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 ha. Gorgeous Tallcat. So 999. 3.
Okay, now what?
Yes. That 21 clue does tell you that needs to be a 1 because it's the only place that there can be a 1 in the rest of the puzzle. So now all the 1s are done.
Ones can be blue. 9s can be pink.
Excellent. But what color can 5s be, Tristan? Let's see. 5 and 1, 7. On this main diagonal. Yeah, that 0-2 clue. I've spent way more time looking at it than it deserves. No, 9 in box 8 is placed. Or as Knolly says, not pink in box 8, which works just as well. And now it can be corner marked into the remaining 2 boxes that it has not yet been. And now this is the perfect stream puzzle because now chat can tell us where the random clue is that crosses one of those 9s. And we don't have to look for it.
This one does. This is it. You get a 9 there.
But we could have had chat interaction instead. But yes, I agree. That does it. I also agree with Casey that 3 in box 1 is placed. We should give 3s a color because there's so many of them.
Threes?
Yep.
Threes can be dark blue.
So you can corner mark. Oh, you can just place 3 in box 6. And then you can corner mark 3s in 2 remaining places. And then we can again play the which clue looks at these cells game. Maybe there isn't one. Maybe there isn't one. Let's give 8s a color as well, because we've got a bunch of those as well.
8s can be yellow.
We can
box
corner mark
2.
8 in box 4.
You can place.
We can place 8 in that box, which is good. And then we can corner mark 8 in the remaining 2 boxes that don't have an 8 yet, but have always wanted an 8. For all of you out there who've always wanted an 8, you can relate to these 2 boxes. Yeah, this is a very fun little puzzle. I would pencil mark row 1, just because at some point we're just going to have something that's going to be a naked single, and we're just never going to see it if we don't do it. I don't think mark will work, will it? Yeah, mark almost worked, actually.
It was everything but 4.
There we go.
I think this is right.
Okay. It did absolutely nothing. But at some point, there's going to be a naked single somewhere. I go to sleep for one night. Dude? I go to sleep for one night, and I miss the whole advent of the Deet Doot meme. Let's see.
Oh, it's dance time.
Oh.
Donate $6 donation by B.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. And thank you for all the donations that keep coming in. B and the many others that got us to another $100. At some point, we're going to have to work and make sure we don't accidentally put more than 1 5 and 1 7 on that diagonal that only has 1 5 and 1 7.
That's true.
Which I've been looking at for
it's like, if this is 5, it places 5 in box 5 because of that. So that's a really fun cross-grid interaction.
Yep. Yeah, why have we not greened the 5 yet? That is a good question.
We can green the 5 for Casey.
Yeah, so we have sort of, if you look at it actually, in box 5, corner mark 5 and corner mark 7, because I think this might actually be what we're supposed to look at. There's 3 cells for each of them.
What now?
In box 5. There are 3 cells for 5 and 3 cells for 7, and I think we should corner mark them.
Okay, 5s can go here.
Yep, and 7s
can go here.
There. Right. So if we put none of them on the diagonal in that box, then it's then it doesn't work. It's broken.
So there is A5 or A7.
So yeah, so there's definitely A5 or A7 on this, and possibly both.
Whoa, $250 by Gnarf. That gets us 2 more dances.
Thank you, Gnarf. Woohoo! Woohoo! Thank you so much, Gnarf. Greatly appreciated.
Double dance.
Thank you. So what do we do with the fact that there's A5 or A7? So that means there's A5 or A7. Actually, there's 3 total 5/7s that are off the diagonal in boxes 1 and 9. Uh, at least there could be 4. So maybe that's something we can look at. So in box 1, how many 5/7s can I place off of the diagonal? So, and I don't think there's a huge problem with placing 2, although it might be more restricted than it looks somehow, because 7 only goes in 2 places off the diagonal. So if there's not a 7 on the diagonal, that's a 7/8 pair.
Garion says this being 5 breaks pencil marked 5 in box 9. Then column 8 and box 3.
I'm going to take a real quick break. I'll be right back, but you can keep going.
Let's see, where's 5? 5 in row 4. If it's here, right, this definitely can't be 5. This can't be 5 for what reason? Oh, right there. I totally did not see that clue ever in this entire puzzle. So in fact, this is not 5. I guarantee you Zetamath didn't see that clue either. That's true. 5 now only in these cells in box 4. Yeah, I was looking at that 02 clue, not hugely sure what to do with it. Zetamath, we made a little progress. Chat informed me of the existence of the 05 clue, which meant that 5 has to go in one of these cells, and so cannot go there.
Yes, yes. Okay, that makes sense.
We are asked where 2 goes in box 7. Not here on the 02 clue. Not here. So 2 goes in one of these in box 7. Let's give 2s a color. 2s can be purple.
Thank you, B. Good to be back after such a long break. Got those 2 8s. So we've got a 5 and an 8. Sort of like almost looks like we're trying to make a triple in row 5 somehow. Like there's some other digit that's got to join the 5 and the 8 in those 3 cells. I don't know that there is, but I would like there to be. Do hippos like moss? Does moss grow on hippos? I'm not sure if that's true. It seems like the kind of thing that could be true. 5 only goes in 3 places in that column. A rolling hippo gathers no moss. I definitely believe that. Let's see.
But 5 doesn't go here in the column because that's on the 0, 5 clue. So 5 only goes in these cells in the column.
Okay. So 5 only goes in 2 places in the column. That's very good.
And likewise, 2 only goes in these cells in the column.
I think we got off to such a good start, and now we seem.
I wish we could mark off these clues when they're done.
Would be handy.
Oh. Knala says 7 here breaks.
So it places 7 in column 2 and box 4.
Go away. Yeah. 7 would go here.
In row 2 in box 2.
Row 1 in box 1. And
sorry. I was saying where it went in box
or row 3 in box 1, then a 7 would go here.
But now 7 can't be placed in box 6.
Yes. Well.
Yeah, there's some intelligent way to think about all these plus signs that I do not wholly understand. Yeah, like I guess the point is 7 is in one of 2 places in row 2, and maybe that is interesting. So is it at all interesting that 7 is in one of 2 places in row 2 and they both see row 8 column 8? So row 8 column 8 is never a 7. Is that at all interesting? I cannot imagine how it could be, but it seems like the kind of thing that if we applied in the right way or combined with the right thing would be useful.
Oh. 5 in the same 2 places.
But we don't have 7 in one of those 2 places. That's not what we proved.
Oh.
But the fact that 5 is in one of those 2 places does prove that row 2, column 2 is never a 5, for whatever it's worth. So if you want to corner mark 5 in box 1, that's not the 5.
Great.
5 only in 5 places in the box, I believe. Oh, only in 4 places in the box, I believe. Let's see.
Tall Cat sees something. Isn't row 2...
It would be huge if that was true. Okay, so one of those two in the row is a 7, and one of those two in the column is a 5. Uh, uh, that's not a 5 or a 7. That's a 5, and that's a 7. I don't think so.
Yeah, this isn't a 5, so...
Oh, no. Okay, so this is smart. So you need to highlight the relevant cells: row 2, column 2, row 2, column 8, and row 8, column 8. And so one of those two in the row is a 7, and one of those two in the column is a 5. So that means that either row 2, column 2 is a 7, or row 8, column 8 is a 5.
But not both.
One of those things is for sure true. And so that eats up all our 5s and 7s on the diagonal. Because remember, we know there's 1 in box 5, which means that row 3, column 6 is definitely a 5 or 7, because we can't put 2 of them there.
What?
Sorry, row 4, column 6 is definitely a 5 or 7, because we can no longer put 2 of them. You can still leave the corner mark. The corner mark is still true. But that one is definitely actually a 5 or a 7. And so, yeah, so that's a 4 or a 6, and nothing else anywhere on the diagonal is a 5 or 7.
This must also be a 5 or a 7.
Yes, because you can't put both of them off of that. Yes, so that's also a 5 or a 7. I agree.
And these are different 5-7s? Or are they the same 5-7?
Oh, that's a good question.
No, they must be different 5-7s.
I don't think I can do this in my head.
Yeah, they're different. Because these are the ones that are off the diagonal. The other 2 5-7s are on the diagonal.
Right. Okay,
so the other 2 are different, so these are also different.
I think I believe that.
So we can catch up these?
Yep. We should definitely full on catch up them. So 7 in row 4 is now very restricted. It's only in one of 2 places.
7 where?
Only in 2 places in row 4. Because it can't go in row 4, column 8 anymore because of ketchup.
Right. So it's in one of
either
these.
X or it's there.
So if this is 7, then this is 7.
That seems plausible. It's hard for me to keep track of that kind of link in my head.
I don't think that's a problem, though. We do get a few, like, if we mark this box...
that cell's not 7, so it's 4 or 6.
Oh, so 7 goes here.
What?
Or am I insane?
Row 4, column 8 isn't 7. Why are the others not 7?
Right. One of these is 5. This is 4 or 6, at least.
Yes.
Seven hasn't been graced with a color yet. Seven can be red.
I mean, it is one of the red ketchup colors, so it makes sense for it to be red.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about these 3 cells. What can we say about this cell? Where can 5 go in column 4 and column 6? So 5 in one of these places in column 4.
Can't it also go in row 2, column 4?
It cannot because of the 0-5 clue.
Ah, right, okay.
And in column 6, 5 could go here.
Now it can go in row 2, column 6, though, right? Oh, no, it can't go there because of the 5-7 ketchup. That cell sees both ketchups.
So it is relevant that these are different.
Yes, so it is relevant.
So now
we have a Zach wing on 5s.
Yes. And
so therefore one of those 2 cells is 5 in box 2.
So then this can't be 5. That's the point. That rules out, this is a Zach wing. Yep. This rules out this from being 5.
Yep, that works.
So that means this is 5.
It's not an actual X-wing because it's only in 2 boxes.
But it does point in the row.
Is the distinction. A Zach wing is just what we call deductions that you get out of corner marks in 2 boxes because it's not technically an X-wing.
And this was kind of an X-wingy deduction going this way, though.
I mean, the logic is very similar.
So now we know that's a 7.
It's logically distinct. So that's
a 5.
And so now 7 is just placed in row 2.
And now
we seem to have a 5 down here.
Let's see, 5s were green. 7s don't have a color. 7s can be the other green. Garion saying this is not many things.
We have our naked single now.
Let's have Mark tell us what it is. Somebody highlighted this cell.
About that.
Malrog.
Over on Discord, Isabella is drawing many forms of Zach. We now have a geological Zach and a Zach die, which I'm very excited by.
We might have to have some new emotes.
We will definitely have some new emotes from the delightful Zach pictures.
This is resolved by the 0-2 clue.
Chad is scandalized by the fact that you have changed the color of 7 from red to green.
Oh no!
The worst possible thing to change it from as well.
Well, 4s can be green. So I believe this is our first green, 4. Yes. Yes. Now we need to fit 2 4s on this diagonal. We're not quite there yet.
Doesn't quite feel like a problem yet. Why don't we fill in this triple in box 8? That seems like the kind of thing that would be helpful. Tristan does not want to fill it in. Uh, can you just hit the mark button and fill that in? And then note that the 1 isn't 2 because of the diagonal clue, so it's a 3, 7. And then left in the column are 4, 6, and something. You can just mark the column too if you want. It's 4,
Sure.
6, and some other undisclosed digit.
2.
No, 2 is in the column already in the box down below. So there's no 2s there. It's just 4, 5, 6. Okay.
So that's the 5.
So that's the 5 is the point.
And I think we can place more 5s by Sudoku.
Yep, we can place it in box 1 now.
5 is placed here. So that's a 3. So that gives us a 2, 7 pair here. So that's a 3.
5 also placed in box 1. Trying to make a very scandalous 5 that was trying to be purple.
So we get a 5 here.
Yep, and the last one in box 7, I think. And now I think you could probably just mark the grid.
Sure.
How bad could
the
it be?
one thing that we haven't looked at is the 2 4s on this diagonal, but
Oh, I'm not saying that that we don't need to use the clues anymore. I'm just saying that there are so many cells that are so restricted, and if there's any naked singles, I want to know about it, and we're just not going to know about it unless we mark.
We
the
get
grid.
an 8 here by pencil mark, and an 8 here by pencil mark. Is that all our 8s?
Very nice.
Yes. Okay, we can.
I think the cooking is done now, and now we're just letting it steep before we eat it.
That's a 2. Four,
Excellent,
7
excellent.
pair.
So that has
that's
placed
a
2
6.
in box 7. Yep, as well as 6.
That's a 7.
Yep. So I got a bunch of stuff down there.
Yeah, but I have to make sure I keep my coloring right.
Oh,
Do we
yeah,
even have a
absolutely.
color for 6s?
No, even though there was a 6 in the given puzzle, we have not yet deemed to color
6s
6.
can be orange.
They get a cool color to make up for the fact that they had to wait so long to be colored.
What about
I think that's fair.
4s?
4s
What
also
color-
have no color.
What color is left?
And that is going to resolve the 2-4 clue, by the way.
See, 2 and 7 is red, and this is the other color on my screen that is not here.
It's the...
Blue, pink, dark blue, purple, red.
Nope, we've used every color, I am convinced.
Oh, 4s are green.
4s are the second green. Right, okay.
4s are the other green.
And so second green 4 goes in box 5 because of the 2-4 diagonal. That diagonal needs 2 4s, and it didn't get one from box 7, so it has to get one from both box 5 and box 2. Sorry,
Agree.
box 3.
So that is a purple 2.
Spend your bits like they're going out of style. That's what you got to do.
And 6s are orange. Might fill in the digits and then fill in the colors at the end.
Seems like a dignified way to do it. Just before the last digit goes in.
Yeah,
So that
makes
nothing
sense.
untoward happens. There's a 2 in row 5, column 8.
Thank you.
And we know that there's a 2 in row 1, column 7, because if that was a 4, we'd break our 24 clue. Because we need 2 4s on that diagonal, and we can't have it otherwise. And so now it is, now row 1, column 7 is a naked 2 because of Sven.
Okay, there's some clue somewhere.
Have you been awake all 24 hours, Clover?
The other main diagonal. Ah, that can't be 7. Thank you.
Right.
Who said that? I just... Afraid Not. It was Afraid Not.
Excellent.
Okay, so 4s are dark green, 6s are orange, 2s are purple, 7s are red. That will be an orange 6.
Woohoo! Nice puzzle. Thank you, everyone.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed.
Oh, and we passed another $100 thanks to Malrog.
Let's get another donation dance. Woohoo! Woohoo! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. And thank you, Malrog.
Gnarf says, just wanted to tell a little story about the generosity of my donation. My dad was a math professor and we loved doing the Sudoku puzzles from the paper together when we would go out for breakfast. My parents always saved up a little money to put towards education / empowering people who didn't have the same opportunities as they did, so I try to find some thematic things to donate to as Christmas times near every year in memory of Mr. and Mrs. Frang.
That's awesome, Narf.
Very nice.
I'm glad Sudoku means so much to you.
Stream? Is that the plan?
Clover says, hold on, that was an accident. I don't know what that was in this case. Oh, did Clover accidentally shut the stream off?
Oh no!
I don't know what happened. Oh, you blacked out briefly. I see, we're back. So what's going to happen now, I believe, is that we're going to go head over to our stream. So if you don't know, our stream is youtube.com/ZetaMath
Hang on.
where we stream
I'm getting an
3 days
ad
a week.
break.
But we're going to continue. We've got another couple hours of streaming to do today. So we're going to head over there, and I hope you'll join us over there. It'd be great to see some of you new folks, as well as to see all of you who we love, who we see every time. So anyway, the chat will be over there, and we'll be streaming over there, and I hope you'll join us.
Is there a mod that can put a link to our stream in the chat?
Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much.
It's youtube.com/Zetamath
Very happy to help.
does puzzles. Oh, did we get another donation? Jeff, $55.55. Very nice.
Ooh, wow.
Thank you,
Making
Jeff.
it $5,555.55. Thank you, Jeff. That's awesome.
Yes, after party over at Zetamath does puzzles. Thank you for the link, Clover.
Thank you so much. Glad to have been a part of this. This was awesome. Craig loves puzzles. Craig solves puzzles. Approves of the name Zetamath does puzzles. That's awesome, Craig. I love that. We are going to miss the magic ability to highlight cells.
Yeah, that was
my
nice.
reading cell names, and it does not go so well. The party after the party, indeed. something something. The party don't stop till something something.
All right.
Yes, as Amy says, thank you to everyone who did all the real work. Karen, Clover, Glipral, Demano, all the people behind the scenes who've been doing all of this stuff. So
World Peon, Sven.
Ain't no party like a Zeta party. I did once on teaching evaluations have a student write, "There's no class like a Zeta class." The After Party, Season 3.
All right. Yes. Thank you, SudokuCon. And we were so happy to take part in this.
Yes, yes. And I look forward to seeing you all. It'll be